Hello, everybody, and welcome to This Week in the Tech Boy podcast. As you can see, things have changed up a bit, and I'm actually going to change the camera view here so that this is the regular camera, and this is the laptop camera, which actually looks a lot better, a lot less grainy. I'm not sure. You guys tell me which one you like, but we recently got a new laptop, so we're going to be testing that out today. It is a HP Envy X360 with a 13th generation Intel i7 in it. All right, so let me go over the comparison to the Galaxy Book that I had previously. All right, so just got it today, but it it does have some improvement. So it does have stylus capability. I do like that the stylus doesn't use like a AA battery or anything like that. It actually uses USB-C charging. If I can pull off the cap. Right there has a USB-C charging port in here. Speaking about USB-C, and it actually docks magnetically on the side of the laptop on the right side here. I do wish that it charged magnetically, but maybe that will come out next year. Who knows? It has two USB-C ports on the side, which is more than the Galaxy Book had, so I'm thankful for that. And it also has a full-size micro SD card slot, two USB-A ports as well. So those are all great things. I do wish it was a micro SD card slot, but I guess I can just get an adapter because I don't have any full size. I just have micro SD card slots from previous phone and my microscope right here. The camera quality, as you can see, is excellent. I'm not sure about the microphone quality, but the speaker quality is really good. I compared this to the Samsung Galaxy S Galaxy Book, and playing the same song "In the Wild" by the VBS theme song at the 1 minute mark. It was at 71.6 decibels, Samsung, and at the 1 minute 14-second mark, it was at 87.1 decibels. Now, compared to the HP at the 56-second mark, it's basically the same thing. It's at 77.3 decibels, and at the 114, it's at 85.2 decibels. So it's like a 4 to 6 decibel improvement at 50% volume right there, and you could definitely hear it. I do believe that's because of the one of the bad things about not having using the other camera is that I cannot move it. So I'm going to switch back again. Is that it has front facing speakers right there instead of speakers like towards the bottom. All right. Another thing that is beneficial about this is the specs. A lot more RAM, more storage. It has a terabyte instead of the stylus must be out of battery. It has a terabyte of storage compared to say 1 gig of, sorry, instead of a half a terabyte of storage, which was really slowing down the computer. The screen size is bigger, but I guess it depends on you. Now, as for build quality, the Samsung's actually a lot better in terms of build quality. The keys here are plastic. They were on the Samsung too, but the frame is also plastic as well. So there's a lot more flex and tweak, and typing is a lot louder, though I might be a bit more accurate on here to do it more spread out. I do wish it had a numpad though. It would be nice to like kind of input the numbers via stylus. Speaking of the stylus just feels like you're typing glass on glass. The Samsung S stylus, it wasn't compatible on the Samsung laptop. It felt a little bit more realistic. Maybe it's because of this is rubber and this is it's more of like a hard plastic. Right? So Samsung stylus is better than HP. The 2-in-1 functionality should be good. I haven't really tested that out yet, though. I'm glad that it actually works compared to this. As you can see, the hinge. Oh, we can't see yet. There we go. The hinge was broken, and that broke touchscreen functionality as well. All right. The camera quality is absolutely a lot better, and it does support Windows Hello face recognition. I do miss the fingerprint scanner, so I don't have Windows Hello face recognition turned on. Just too much face data, of me online could probably be easily hacked into. I'm not sure. I don't have like a big printout of myself or anything. But it does support Windows Hello face login. I'll probably buy a fingerprint scanner and plug it into one of the USB-C ports. Speaking of USB-C, I do like that it charges over USB-C, so it can also charge my phone, and you still have another USB-C port free as well. You got HDMI, so it's actually doing ports pretty well here. It's better than Apple. It is a bit heavy though, so um, watch out for that. All right, it's running Windows 11 Home. I want it Pro, but I guess I have to pay for the upgrade for that too. And I've installed some applications on here to test it out. So we got Blender. Um, I want to test out the 32 gigabytes of RAM, and I'll probably install some offline artificial intelligence applications as well. So, but for now, I am liking the laptop. It's doing pretty well for itself. It doesn't look like it's experiencing any connectivity issues that I had in the beginning. It's paired with my Bluetooth really well. I hope that QuickShare comes over here, even though it's not a Samsung. This is actually my first, yeah, this is my first non-Samsung laptop. That's actually wild. Because my first laptop was a Galaxy Chromebook with 16 gigabytes of storage. And then the next laptop was a Galaxy Book tablet. It ran Windows, 4 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes of storage. It had a keyboard case. I used it until the case stopped working. So then it just was like a tablet. It was kind of slow. It did have stylus capability. I bought a third-party one. And then I switched to an HP once, but then I sent it back, so that doesn't really count. And then I got the Galaxy Book 13.3 Flex Alpha. It's been a really good laptop, just kind of slowed down over time. So this is my first non-Samsung laptop ever. We'll see how well it does, and I'm looking forward to making great content with this, and maybe I'll be able to even transfer some of my editing over to this laptop than on my phone, because technically the phone was more powerful than the laptop in terms of CPU and RAM, and LumaFusion is just excellent. So hopefully I can find something like that over on Windows. I do have Corel Draw, but it's a video editing software that I paid for. It's okay. All right. Oh yes, we're going to look ahead towards the future. November 1st. On November 1st, we will be having a special podcast episode. Hope I can pull up the thumbnail here. Let's see if I can pull it up on the screen. And the browser on this laptop is actually pretty good too, compared to screen sharing and stuff. So yeah, November 1st, 2024, same time, just going to be on a Friday. We're going to continue to loop, return to normalcy. So as you guys remember, kids are like weeds, they're resilient. That podcast episode from, where was it, April, March? Yeah, we're going to be finishing out the saga as we rejoin NTB. All right, speaking of NTB, they've had some great stories coming out of them today. Actually, I want to congratulate them for running a pro-tech article in response to WAPHOU's anti-tech article. So congratulations. And of course, we're going to talk about, I have a whole list. We have a whole thing planned up today. We have things about tech and tech culture. I did some research into that. But I want to congratulate Planet One over on NTB. For writing this article. I mean, it was simply a beautiful article, almost brought tears to my eyes. Let me pull it up here. Man, I have a lot of stuff here. Oh man, it's taking a long time to get here. Sorry. Let me just put it up on the screen. Guys, make sure you guys comment and like and stuff like that. And I mean, so as I'm putting this up on the screen, I hope you guys enjoy what we're talking about. Oh yes, here it is. The title is "This WAPHOU's contributed to a 5-year journey in adopting flip phone to eschew the trappings of modern life is the unintentional humor I needed for my week." And as you guys know, usually, and we talked about this last week, they're always usually like ban social media, ban cell phones, ban the internet. That's basically the hello Elijah. Welcome to the stream. As you guys know, they're always like ban internet. they're like, we got to get the kids off of this, blah, 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 blah. But I am so glad and so pleased to share this take with you by Planet Moron, one of my favorite writers over on the site. Hopefully you guys can see this on the screen. Yes. So he's actually criticizing a WAPOW. It's normal. They always criticize WAPOW and NYT. Over a 5-year journey in adopting a flip from the shoe to trappings of modern life, and it's beautiful. It is. This is one of the most beautiful articles I've ever seen on this site. All right. So here's the writer. He says, I switched to a flip phone and dramatically improved my well-being. Obviously, he didn't switch to this kind of flip phone. It came out of 2003, and obviously it wouldn't work. All right, so he says he goes for yearning for the days gone by 15 years ago. Let's see, Planet Moron, are you correct? It is, as of taping date, 2024. 15 years ago would have been 2009? Yeah, 2009. So smartphones were still a thing. The iPhones came out, but flip phones was still the number one in the country back then. All right, he says, I felt empty and frustrated about how much time I spent on my iPhone. And Planet Moron, instead of saying, here, download this scam app that tells you to get off your phone and makes you pay $4.99, he says, and this is great. This is great right there. He says he could do something radical like stop spending so much time on your iPhone. And this is where the article's end right now, but no. He says, treat himself like a small child and take away those temptations for which he simply does not have the maturity to handle. And this is great. I mean, Planet Moron he has literally said on the site that his child has a phone and and it's TikTok enabled. So I really like how he's going against the status quo of the site. Where it's like ban. Yeah, let's go. So I'm really glad about that. Really, really thankful for that. All right. Speaking of, one of the things I like about this stylus is that it works while it's charging. All right. So it says you reduce your $900 smartphone to a half decent camera and a really crappy flashlight. After he said he stripped social media, email, apps, and internet browsers. Exactly. Some people just don't understand what the point of smartphones are, and of course we're gonna have to try to figure out how we're going to integrate this into the lineup after we have a decent laptop that actually works. But he said it was liberating, like the French in the closing days of World War II. Only the baguettes were not as good. And in incessant check to check my phone shrink smaller and smaller. I mean, that makes sense, seeing as he stripped, and I quote, social media, email, news, apps, and internet browsers. Which, if I stripped that from my phone, which I mostly use email, internet browsers, and I guess news websites. All we have here is video, and apps. So anything that's not pre-installed on the phone has to go. So we got video. I guess technically we have minor photo editing here. We have we got a clock, an alarm, and a voice recorder. That's it, guys. Oh, let's see what Elijah's in the comments here. I personally probably need people. Wow, that's a tongue twister right there. Set a time limit for me because I don't really have self-control. Interesting. I'd get wary of NTB trying to mandate that, though. All right. Oh, wait, got another comment coming in. Oh, no, it's just a glitch. Okay. And a flashlight. Of course, yeah, the flashlight is built in to the camera. Okay, let's see what else we have here. He says, personally, you can hardly ignore Lucas' complete lack of anything resembling willpower and personal agency. He said that he considered switching to a flip phone for some time and then revealed he teaches a course on purpose and community. And he says, he talks about how phones can get in the way of life. And I actually like Planet Moron for pushing back here and saying it's not the phones. It's not the phones. A phone is just a tool. Sorry for the awkward wording. It's okay. Yes, exactly. I don't support the mandation of technology. If you guys go over to our teenagers or our high school, cesspools of idiots, but there's some good stuff there, which is why I'm not against. Why I'm against banning it, of course. You see all these kids talking about how phones are getting banned in schools. Personally, I'm not for that as well. It seems like there's this huge backlash that didn't really need to happen. All right, and he shouldn't be teaching this course. Yeah. He says 2 of his students dipped their smartphones and got flip phones, which prompted Lucas to get the same. And I would like to know what kind of model flip phone he got, because there are some flip phones that are in Verizon. They still technically have internet access as well, which means it would do more than this current iPhone because he restricted internet access as well. All right. He said texting is terribly slow, so you call people and have a delightful stream of 5-minute phone conversations throughout the day. And as that seems very inconvenient, especially if you're like driving or on public transit. Also, this actually gives me another reason to like smartphones, which is just the full QWERTY keyboard. That's really an achievement back then. And I guess we can talk about what people were doing with smartphones back in 2007 after we get through this. All right. He says, I'm so glad Lucas doesn't have my number. Can you imagine? Hey, just call and say hi again. What you up to? See any new movies? And he says, bro, I'm at work. All right. So what's really delightful about modern texting is the convenience. And we really have to talk about texting. I have to talk about this in relation to our Snapchat story that we have to talk about. Actually, I have a hot take about texting and Snapchat and stuff like that. People are busy. I can ask my brother a non-urgent question, share a picture or a place in real time. The average phone call is like the long-distance phone call. It's probably important. If I want to have a delightful 5-minute phone conversation, I can text first, mainly so they don't assume that someone has died. All right, so that's good. Or if you insist, you can call instead of text. You get to choose, not your phone, and that's great. I mean, basically, Planet One is basically setting up the phone to be the smartphone to be the phone of personal choice, freedom, and responsibility. So, the libertarian phone, I guess. You get restaurant recommendations from your conversations with your neighbors rather than through Yelp. Too bad you can't do that when you have a smartphone. And I really like how Planet Moron is paralleling. Sorry, whatever the smartphone to choice, and it's really great actually, because he's showing that like with the flip phone you only get this one option, you can call, but with the smartphone you got this other option. And this article actually reinvigorated me for the hope of smartphones. Like it made me just simply marvel at the technology that we have all compressed into $1,200 device, or even a $200 device. Right? Smartphones are amazing. Okay, the epic spy tools, the epic toys, just epic all around. I mean, this dude YPow. I does not know that you can own a smartphone and talk to your neighbors, which is kind of ironic because YPow is owned by Jeff Bezos, who is the CEO of Amazon, who made a phone 10 years ago. I mean, they should know about that. It was fire, but yeah, okay. You don't scroll in line right at the grocery store, instead talk to the person helping you check out. Honestly, that is such a waste of time. Like, you have a job, you're trying to do something. Just get through it. Also, who scrolls in line? You might be looking at the grocery list or something. Besides, there are these things, great inventions, not sure if YPow knows about them. They're called pockets. You can put your phone in there. All right. It says 9 times out of 10, the person checking you out does not want to talk to you. Exactly. Exactly. No one cares. Okay? And no, they don't want to hear about your great lasagna recipe that your grandmother gave you either. And I'm so glad that Planet Moron brings this up. Okay, he's not like one of those, those blogs are like, guys, we should detach ourselves from our smartphones and really reconnect with the people in front of us. And it's just so much better. No one cares. I'm so glad that you actually brought up the fact that no one actually cares. It's beautiful. All right, just thank you. This is one of the greatest articles. It says, if the checkout person is in the chatting mood, you should be able to pick up on that. You can leave your smartphone in your pocket and talk with them. Yeah, exactly. You can study maps at home before driving somewhere new and then see what happens. You might get a bit lost, and it's great. And I know there have been full essays, because people don't have has too much time on their hands, about the joys of getting lost and just driving anywhere and everywhere. Yeah, no. And Planet Moron, he claps back. He says, getting lost is not great. Getting lost makes you late, which can inconvenience others and worse. It's stressful and dangerous. Back in the day, he was driving around with some friends from DC to Baltimore. It's like, what, 3-hour drive? 1 o'clock in the morning, after seeing some bands we liked at a downtown club. We knew the area. We looked at maps, and they got lost. And I'm so glad that he's glad about the greatness of GPS and American technology. And hello, Cheryl Fortune. Welcome to the show. I'm so glad that he's there. And he says the smartphone is not preventing him from doing things. He says that he is. And I'm so glad that that he calls him out on this ridiculous assertion that using a flip phone is charming and romantic. No, using a flip phone is slow, outdated, and people are going to look at you. Okay, I wouldn't really call that charming and romantic. Um, maybe 15 years ago. But it is a new era, a new time. Oh, let's see what Elijah says. He says it sounds cheesy, but I do agree that it's better to have in-person connections with people as much as possible. Yeah, I mean that's fine, but I mean the smartphone wasn't preventing him from doing that. I mean, but the screen wasn't getting up and like smacking him in the face whenever he wanted to talk to someone. He says my favorite example happened at my son's school. Sign your kid in, you have to scan a QR code. And now he has a friendly chat with two school employees that he would never meet before because he that scan QR code, and he seems convinced that building employees with work is a net gain because his presence is the highlight of their day or something. I think there's a joke that can be put in here. I'll put it in editing, post production. All right. What want to meet people at your son's school? Get involved, volunteer, chaperone, whatever's needed. Then instead of being a burden, you're like a help. Okay. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna put it. I hope I spelled that right. There you go. This chat went through. Let's go. All right. He said get involved, volunteer, chaperone, whatever's needed. And he says like most WoW Power writers, this guy's evangelizing our lifestyle. He's assuming his pathologies is ours, and I don't know. I don't pay for WoW Power. I don't pay $1 a month. So I only have like one free article from them, maybe 4, and I use them on their tech column. Wirecard. Wait, is Wirecard NYT or whatever? Well, Wired. Is Wired from WoW? Well, I use on one of these people for the tech section. It says, as it turns out, our addiction to smartphones is not just on an individual level. And he tries to blame the millions of, I don't know how many people read WoW. I'm not sure, but he tries to blame the millions of WoW readers for his addiction. He says, intentionally, we built structures that depend on smartphone access. True-ish, but you can get around it. And says, first of all, it's 100% intentional. Besides, why do you think that is? And he says, but like the vast majority of people, I like not having to sit at a desk but pay bills on a few taps. I like not getting lost in the middle of the night. I like knowing if it's going to rain as I'm walking my dog. These things save me time and trouble and open up opportunities for more productive things. And this is the greatest defense, the greatest argument for having smartphones in society and not banning them until you're 18 like it's a drug or alcohol till you're 21, but whatever. But I mean, this is the greatest. I mean, article of all time. He says like, while most inconvenience are charming. I don't know if it's the bad copy or if he typed wrong, or maybe he was referring to the toilet paper. They sound inconvenient, and some of them are so frustrating to make you want to pull your hair out. I know what you mean. Have you tried sending a telegraph lately? Which telegrams, you can still send digital telegrams now. Yeah, but. I have a list here. We have plenty to talk about today. We're probably gonna go hit the 2-hour mark. I actually like that the clock on the computer is accurate. I mean, my Samsung computer was dying. All right, we have a full notes here today, and we're going to talk about. Let's see what's up on the. Let's see what comes up here on the screen. We have plenty to talk about today. Mr. The Boss built the world's largest iPhone. He actually got a world record for that. So we've talked about yes. Okay, we need to talk about an anti-tech stance from Protestia, the popular evangelical people who go around and basically find videos of church services that they don't like and then tell people why they don't like them. Some of them are good, some of them are funny, and some of them are just horrendous takes. I mean, horrendous. And I'm about to show you one of the horrendous takes from Protestia as well. Let me see where I am from. I really should start just screenshotting. I wish Pixel screenshots worked on non-Pixel devices. I have used I've downloaded it before, but it doesn't search through. Oh yes, here it is. I found it here. So Elevation Church, which is a church around the United States. I don't know how many places that they have, but this is at one of the Elevation Church locations, and this is the tech booth that they have behind it. I've been behind the tech booth before. It's really interesting. You actually, do something. You keep your mind, productive and working. It's a form of, worship. You're helping the people out, and you're, doing your duty. But instead of saying, hey, this is great, and you can see that they're singing right here. Yeah, I mean, this is actually awesome. Using computers like this, doesn't this look awesome? Doesn't this look epic? But instead of being like, awesome, epic, that's great, good for them. I mean, look at these camera angles and the clock and stuff like that. I mean, this is better than maybe CNN. Right? And they're like, another view from inside the sound rooms at Elevation Church. And then all the people get up and criticize them. And I say, why can't we use the same tech using Fox News, CNN, whatever news program to glorify God? I mean, how is this even objectively wrong? Like, please. This looks absolutely amazing. What are they doing there? I mean, this is great. I mean, you got Macs, you got Windows. It's amazing. I honestly don't know what's wrong with them, but that's why I'm so glad to see people actually coming back to the pro tech side, the pro smartphone article as well. And speaking of pro smartphone, I made another parody ad parodying the smartphones of parodying the phones. So hopefully you guys can see this on the screen. This is a parody ad of basically those stupid dumb phones that people try to sell for $400.
Are you tired of having a supercomputer in your pocket? Do you hate taking pictures? Do you hate instant communication with your friends? Do you hate access to the internet to do research, video chat, watch TV, or play games? Well, you are in luck. Now introducing AirPhone 1. AirPhone 1 developers built a custom OS that has no internet, no apps, no maps, no camera, and no fun.
And as you can see on the screen, if you were watching this, say, on a phone and didn't have the thing covering it up, it says it's based on cheap Android 4.4 phone that probably has malware and our custom software that just blocks APKs.
I mean distractions. Be in the moment. Experience life. Do you like getting lost? Do you like being isolated? Do you like buying pieces of junk? I mean joy, so much joy. Buy AirPhone, where our tagline is less for more. Less battery, less processing, less features, and more money for us. AirPhone 1 is available on the Peppermint Mobile Store for $799 with an insane pre-order deal of only $399. Experience life with only one app. It's the AirPhone.
I mean, honestly, this has got to be one of the greatest videos of all time. Probably second behind the Meet Chicken video or the Snapchat story thing. All right, so speaking of Snapchat and texting, there was a Snapchat thing. I don't know what you call them, fake texting, where this where someone hacked into someone's Snapchat and was pretending to be their girlfriend to see if they were cheating on them or something like that. It's the people who write those stories don't know what they're talking about. But this got me to thinking. As you know, texting is discouraged because of SS7 vulnerabilities in the network because, hacking can be intercepted, right? But I was thinking, like, let's say you're an adversary. You're an adversary of in the school, right? It's more likely, like we've gone through this, that kids are probably using Snap than just regular SMS and using phone numbers, right? Which makes Snap a more attractive target. And because SMS, usually, we're talking about regular SMS here in iMessage, isn't accessible over the internet, right? You'd have that directly hack into their phone to access the SMS, and you have to do it repeatedly multiple times because you need to have to set up SMS forwarding, right? But with Snapchat, you can log in via the web, right? I was thinking, like, what if someone that pretended to like give you their Snapchat because maybe you have like a crush on them or something, right? And with their like little Snap QR code things, and it actually phished your credentials, or they tricked you into clicking the notification, and they got access to all your chats online. I was thinking, like, wouldn't that make and expose you, like maybe try to run for like 11th grade president or something, and then expose you, and your popularity goes down in the polls and you crash and burn or whatever. Or they blackmail you, whatever they do in the Snap stories. My stories are a lot more realistic than those stupid Snap stories, but whatever. Right? Or even if they have physical access to your phone, like if they have SMS, they'd have to physically download an app, set up SMS forwarding, right? Put in the password if it's an iPhone, not if it's an Android. Or if they have physical access to your phone for like 5 minutes, because remember that woman who was just going around and being like, "Hi, can you get I want your Instagram," and they're typing in, and she was actually secretly signing them up for newsletters that they didn't want, which is stupid. Well, I don't know why you'd give your phone to some random lady off the street. I mean, teens probably do that to other people. Like, "Hey, can I get your Snap?" And they start typing in whatever. Right, you get physical access to the phone for 5 minutes. You type the notification in, forgot password, right? Fix it with email or SMS, and now you have access to all the messages. I mean, if you think about it, SMS, from a teenage perspective, not from like a governmental perspective. If you're getting targeted by the government, it's over. Or like from professional hackers that can trace and SMS the phones. Snapchat, Instagram, and all these other applications are actually less secure than these other apps, and that is primarily communication form used by teenagers. So I mean, hey, maybe we're on Team SMS here, people. Anyway, but speaking about something that's even more realistic and even worse, there's this Snapchat scam that's going around, and people are preying on teens' unrealistic dreams and expectations. Of course. We did a song about this. We did a video about this. So they have these people, influencers are being scammed. People from TikTok and Instagram. I don't know who they are, but I face searched them so I could alert them, and some of them got back to me. But there is this scam where they're like, "Want to see all your crush's photos? Click this link," and it's in the Snapchat ad, right? And they have this like woman who's just like from a different video who's doing like some dance moves or something like that. And I'm like, what are you doing? But the dance, whatever. But actually the link directs somewhere else. So here's a video I did about this. The influencer is not affiliated with the scam. Crushes are a threat to national security. Again, so you got this allegedly aesthetic person here who's running this scam ad. Watch.
I created a cybersecurity app that can find any photo on the internet in seconds.
That's not how Dosent works. That's not how cybersecurity works. You can't just type someone's name in here and then put in the age, right? So an influencer, she's being like ripped off. She's not really saying anything. That's from a picture from Instagram or something like that, right? And they also are feeding off of like monetary scams too, digital marketing scams, and like some random. Honestly, I don't really know how these scams are staying up so long. People are probably actually falling for them. Like some random, you cannot type someone's name in and be like, and all the pictures just magically pop up. Like you have a better chance of using Instagram for that than some random website. And yeah, so guys, watch out for scams of that nature. All right, I do not know what Gen Z is doing or thinking, and also don't know how people actually thought they would fall for that scam ad. Oh wow, Mr. Mobile released a video today, but we're going to get to the next video. Mr. Who's the Boss. He made a large iPhone, the world's largest iPhone in the world, actually. Hopefully you guys can see this on the screen. We're going to react to this, and popular tech YouTuber Haley's World appeared on the stream. So without further ado, Mr. Who's the Boss. And let's look at the specs. The specs on this device
this is the greatest iPhone the world has ever seen. We've been working on it for over a year now, while we've been racing to overtake.
Over a year? Oh man, so he announced this, but he knew he was going to do it anyway.
Take Apple in subscribers, and now that we've just passed them, it's time to show the world. 3, 2, 1.
Wait, isn't that insane that he passed up Apple in subscribers? I mean, that kind of makes sense. Speaking of, Apple is having an event. I think they're having it Monday.
There you go. This thing is built from scratch. It's the actual.
As you can see here, it's actually running Android. You can see from that voice search icon there. Apple wasn't going to help them out, unfortunately. Oh, let's see. We got Maestro Mode YT Hello, Maestro Mo. Wow, we got 6 people up here. Wow.
Supercomputer of smartphones, and there are 7 things it can do that will make your current phone look like a toy. Like, for example, the first.
I mean, look at that stand. They say it's like 200 kilograms. I believe. That's insane.
This is no normal phone camera. Oh, actually, I just remembered. We have a peel to do. World's largest phone peel in 3, 2, 1.
I like how it kind of looks like a tablet a little bit, but when it gets turned around,
Increase the size of their sensors by 10. Store London.
oh yeah, here it is. They're using an actual camera in here, 2 actually, one for zoom and one for regular shots, and they use the Wi-Fi link and pay for data just to access the film.
Mine's bigger. So this is the camera app. And because the actual camera itself is locked away on the inside, what we've had to do here is to get a SIM and a very real data plan so that we can use Canon's Wi-Fi link app to have a live feed of what the camera is seeing in real time. All right, let's go.
It looks very slow.
Oh, this feels good. I mean, just look at the difference.
I mean, I know the display's probably not displaying as well, but I mean, look at the skin quality here compared to the skin quality there. I mean, he looks washed out.
Detail, the warmth of the colors, and just how cinematic our camera looks.
Though to the size, it's not that good of an increase because this is like a camera you can hold in your hand. So compared to the size of the Samsung of the actual iPhone, it's not punching at weight class. Like it should be. You should be able to take pictures of the moon from there and see the boots astronauts left.
Looks in comparison.
Also, if you're curious about the video quality, I don't think I've ever looked this pretty before. And because this is an 8K resolution recording, we've absolutely smoked the Apple iPhone in terms of detail.
I like to see compare against, say, Samsung. I want to see what kind of 8K. I know Samsung get it to 8K 30. I think this might be an 8K 60.
Also, if you're wondering why there's a single macho plaster on my face, it's because I walked straight into a pole while heaving this beast of a phone around London.
But every top-end smartphone also has a zoom camera. And of course, we need to top that as well. If you see me shaking, digital zoom. And now,
so this is,
on the big iPhone,
that's the iPhone at 25 times zoom. I mean, you can kind of make her out.
5 times is the maximum amount of digital zoom. And now, on the big iPhone, we can't see her very well. The feed quality isn't the best, but zoom and zoom and zoom. There she is. Let's capture. Oh my goodness, look at that.
I mean, this kind of looks decent, I guess. Like, she still kind of looks a bit fake. But I mean, look at that background. What is this, 2007?
I probably don't need to explain why ours is better.
So, what is powering this phone? Well, you might know that Apple themselves have a very closed, controlled way of making products, which means that the only way to actually run iOS is to buy an iPhone. You can't run iOS on...
I thought they might use like a whole bunch of iPhones and kind of like scale them up, but no, they didn't do that.
Any other device. So this is actually running Android with many, many different applications and skins to make it look as close to iOS as possible. Also, actually running Android with many...
This is the first iPhone that runs Termux.
Many different applications and skins to make it look as close to iOS as possible.
But it looks like they did a good job. They don't have any of that stupid ads in there, so great job.
That's not a quirk, that's a feature. Yeah, because Android is so much more open, what it's allowed us to do is to basically build a very high-end PC on the inside to power it. And that took a lot of trial and error. I'd
also like to know how it can use that computing power. Of course, it has to drive this huge, massive screen, which is actually a TV. 88-inch TV, but I like to see, like, let's say if you put, like, say, LumaFusion on it or something, how will it perform to a current Android flagship?
Tried the latest NVIDIA RTX 4090, but no luck. We had to do a lot of experimentation.
Also, look at the phone app. It looks like a backwards banana.
Correct hardware configuration for this.
Just to give you some perspective, the absolute best iPhones have 8 gigabytes of RAM and a tiny little mobile chip. Our iPhone has 128 gigabytes of RAM.
That's as much storage as my first Windows computer.
It has the AMD 6950 XT dedicated graphics card and a 24-core Intel Core i9.
Can do.
So we are in the very heart of London. People are starting to gather around. I feel like a street performer. But I think what everyone is here to see is a benchmark. Okay, so 3D Mark is the extreme stress test. It's going to be quite tough. I'm going to go Wildlife
I
Extreme.
wonder how we explain this to people. It's not like this is an app that people just have on their phone, you know, all the time. You know, people are just running around playing 3D Mark.
Guys. So I'm loading up the same benchmark on both phones. Go. Okay. Oh, the crowd is going wild. Wow!
That looks fun. I like that. That kind of looks fun to just play with.
Look at that. 230 frames per second. Oh my goodness me. iPhone 15 Pro Max Ultra. It just works.
It's kind of funny how
3,767.
they did this right in front of an Apple store.
That's the score of the iPhone. 38,559.
10 times faster.
10 times. 10 times. Okay, so that's all well and good. But let's see what we can do with that power. What's the max setting we can put it on? Right, while we wait for that to load, just so you know, by the way, I have no way of exactly measuring it, but this iPhone weighs between 150 and 200 kilograms, in part thanks to real brushed aluminium all the way around, hence the stand, which to support something that heavy also weighs another 100 kilograms. So
this is at least
don't drop this thing on your face in bed.
pounds.
But also, I cannot state to you just how much work has gone into moving this thing around. Like, I had to call every available person I knew to spend 3 hours just getting it into our house, and then a full-on professional crew of 6 massive dudes to help get it out again to go to London. Every time you change orientation,
Imagine trying to put that in your pocket.
store something like this overnight? How do you get it onto a pavement? You have to think of everything. And the immense weight of the thing is also why there's room for
There's some games on here.
Wow, this is insane.
It's kind of,
Right? When you got it. You got it. Wow, okay, you're high.
and as you can see, it's running like Android, 9 maybe? See, notice the volume icons there?
Okay. This is the best attempt so far, apart from mine. I think 12 is
good at
really
games,
hard.
yeah.
Oh, don't you want to keep the cable? Oh my, oh!
So they tied.
Oh, and the other benefit of having a phone the size of like 2 human beings is your selfie camera can see like the entire street. Let's try and get the
Android.
biggest.
I wonder why he didn't do the hand thing to take the picture. Of course, you know, use a timer.
Selfie ever taken. Come on. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, see, they had someone like touch the button, but I don't know why they didn't put their hand up.
Hey, nice! Let's have a look what some light social media looks like. Friction burn. I've actually burnt my finger.
He is the first person to injure himself watching a TikTok, not doing a TikTok. Millions of people have probably killed themselves, you know, doing TikToks.
There's a...
Oh man, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't kidding. This is what my finger looked like the next day.
Genuinely though, if you were going to endlessly browse...
I mean, you could just put that in the street, you know, put on some like dummy TikTok account, lock it down, and just have people go, ooh, maybe this would be like playgrounds of the future, you know, get your exercise in, watch whatever this is.
social media, this is a healthier way of doing it. You're standing, you're moving, it's interactive.
Introduces a bit of friction.
Introduces a bit of friction. Now for your favorite bit. This guy's a massive speaker head. And so when it came to the speakers on this phone, he has basically
You could
taken
probably put your whole fist in there, maybe your entire phone. I mean, look how big the holes of the speakers are.
it upon himself to build a custom, one-of-a-kind set of speakers for this.
Yeah, in the
Phone. These things operate at up to around 3 watts of max power. This has 50 watts. Per speaker unit, there are 8 units in total.
including 4 subwoofer drivers purely for bass.
There we go.
Inside
I mean,
the
look at that. You could probably, that's insane.
Specific engineering decision.
Oh, yeah, notice the buttons.
Feels like an obvious thing to say given the scale of them, but it's actually thanks to a very specific engineering decision.
behind each button is a pneumatic cylinder. These limit the speed at which the buttons can operate, giving them a sense of scale.
Or in other words, ka-thunk.
Yeah, and it's super
That's pretty fun.
satisfying.
But the key thing we wanted to test here is speakers. So let's see what a video.
Plus, they put them on both top and front because, of course, you know, I don't even know if you can make calls on here, like phone calls. But so they have actually top and bottom firing speakers instead of top and earpiece speaker in tandem.
All looks like on our phone.
So the idea is we're currently calling you on a normal iPhone 15 Pro. I'm going to step back. We're just going to see how far away this call starts to become a problem. Okay, so this is probably 2 meters.
I've been talking to
Is
Linus
this-
Tech Tips and MKBHD. Congratulations on your championship. Congratulations to Team USA for winning the Worlds. But imagine talking to them in like the same video week.
It's about the point where it disintegrates.
This is the point where your foot starts to look like it's about this long.
Why do I have big feet?
Just the distortion at the edge of the lens.
Okay. So at about this distance, your face
That's weird. But I mean, who FaceTimes from like 9 feet?
is starting to become dots to me. I mean, can you even hear me?
I'm starting to make out about 85% of the words you're giving me. It's your noise
Just reminds me of the video that he did where he was pointing speakers at people and only they could hear.
cancellation isn't sure what's you and what's noise.
Okay, that's actually spot on the feedback we wanted. Did you say you use a Galaxy Note 9 as your phone?
Yeah, it's in great condition.
It's kind of funny. That means technically I have a better phone than he does.
This is some sort of joke. There's got to be a reason beyond that's the phone you like.
Oh, there's a new crack in it this morning. I dropped it off the side of my bed this morning. And,
There's a new crack.
It's art. He's doing an art thing. It's got to be.
I just really hate switching phones.
I'm going to...
How? It's not that hard. You plug in the cable, you're waiting out. Besides, the last time you would have switched the phone would have been in 2018.
call you on the biggest iPhone now.
I feel tall for the first time in my life.
He's using Discord instead of iMessage. Guys, let's look at the channels we have here. Oh, we don't know. We don't understand.
Like, does it like work?
It works.
Yes.
It works.
Yeah, it's busted. Yeah, it's literally a giant phone screen blown up.
So what about here? I assume you can still see us.
I mean, yeah, sure. You guys.
So what about it works?
Yes.
Now?
Oh, I think
I
we
feel-
this here. This phone can actually dual boot into Windows, so it's actually running Windows right here, which makes sense. I mean, you wouldn't want to waste all that power on,
Incredible undertaking.
Yes.
It has infinitely better viewing angles. Like the only reason you can actually see the screen from where you are is because we use this. We basically decided that if we're building the best, we need to use the best. So we found an 8K 88-inch OLED TV from LG. It looked absolutely beautiful in person. So we covered our eyes and we clicked that.
$24,000. Actually, $25,000 plus shipping and handling. That thing should have come. I mean, you should have gotten like a free TV operator.
Purchase button because this screen alone retails for $25,000. And since it doesn't actually exist as a touchscreen, we had to turn it into one. And that was a pain in the bum.
Yeah, we actually broke one of these TVs during this.
They paid $50,000. This had a warranty, but I don't think warranty covers, turning your TV into a phone.
This process is just so difficult because what we have to do is optically laminate a touch layer onto the TV, and it's necessary to use some highly specialized optical glue for this so that it
I
retains.
thought they were going to use that method. You know how you can turn a Mac into a touchscreen where they just use like waves that project upwards and then you can turn it into a touchscreen?
The OLED image quality.
Yeah, and the optical glue was only available in like 50 milliliter bottles.
Yeah, we basically bought the UK's entire supply of this glue. You cannot buy it right now because we bought them out. So sorry, phone repair people. The first TV
Also,
actually
notice how Google Meet is the icon there.
broke because of this glue. It's extremely runny, and there was a tiny gap all the way around the TV, which it flowed into and onto some circuitry, completely destroying it.
We got a 6 a.m. distress call from I think he'd broken down, basically.
Things were not going to plan. It was literally
Put it
the
lightly.
worst thing that could have possibly happened. But we've got through it. We've got a perfectly working one now.
All right.
Solix 3840 watt hour batteries.
Nice idea. Nice.
I think it's pretty safe to say that. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, guys.
So,
look at the
do you
torch. So this
All right,
is
now.
So, do you want to see
Look at
the
iPhone.
giant iPhones?
This
Flash.
is
Are
giant.
you going to blind me?
Maybe.
All right.
3,
The torch is actually directional, so I can point.
2, 1.
It's like the
The light.
She really
You can sunbathe.
Whoa. All right, so now, guys, the adjudicator is coming here.
The touchscreen navigation, the touchscreen keyboard, all these usual functions that you typically see with your average smartphone.
Okay.
I wonder if it has data capability.
Okay.
And the record is determined by the length of this item, but I also need to confirm that it is a scaled up version
Yes.
of the actual dimensions of an iPhone. I believe it's already getting to.
I wonder if that's true. If it is, because you know, that TVs are probably on like scaled up smartphones. It's not like you could cut it out. So you know the dynamic, what they call dynamic continent, isn't it doesn't actually have a camera in there.
And to work on confirming that it is 15 times scaled up version of the original.
I'm getting really nervous. She keeps talking about ratios.
I didn't quite expect just how seriously these guys take their measurements. It has to be spot on.
I'm scared. It has to work. It has to work. Hey, thanks for coming. I know.
Dang, she's a baby compared to him. Just 2 million subscribers, which means he is basically 10 times bigger than her. But they probably get the same opportunities as each other. Like, I mean, she can travel wherever she wants. She can get, you know, whatever phone from Samsung she wants.
I know. Hey. Social media is very large. Your memes are 8K.
Oh my god, this is crazy. What?
Okay, showtime.
Let's start with the exterior buttons.
So this is the lock button. So as it would be on an iPhone, that locks it.
Brilliant.
They require power, but that's for a reason, to make them feel giant. So what you're doing there is changing the volume. And that top button is an action button. So the latest iPhones allow you to configure it to do one action you want, like
I
turning.
wish the latest iPhones could do more than that. I mean, the action button should be used more. I mean, it should have at least 3 functions, like push down, tap, double tap. I mean, I have like 2 actions assigned to volume buttons and 2 assigned to my side key.
Turning on the flashlight, which is what we've done. So that is our flashlight, which is a 400-watt torch, basically.
Looking good. We're off to a good start. Let's look at some touchscreen navigation.
Instagram, for example, just tap that. This is our page.
I know it looks like I'm holding it together at this point, but I was on breaking
You know,
point.
you see Tomex again right there, which I wonder if that's something behind the scenes, but it's really funny seeing Tomex on the iPhone.
I was so scared that in the moment something she wanted to see would just not work, and that would be it.
Well, this record, of course, it must be based on a commercially available phone. It is a brilliant scaled up version. The demonstration, everything you've just shown me has gone
It reminds me of an iPad mini, honestly.
very smoothly. So I can confirm that what you have achieved today is, in fact, a new Guinness World Record.
Oh my God! Did it! Thank you! Let's
The
go!
excitement is justified. You have achieved the largest smartphone replica at 2.054 meters. It's very impressive, very slick, made to a high standard. So it gives me great pleasure to present you with this official certificate. Congratulations, you're officially amazing.
So congratulations to Mr. Who's the Boss for making the world's largest smartphone. All right, next on our list, there's this new internet trend. Well, I don't know how new it is, but we've recently heard about it. And let me pull up, see exactly what it's called. And I found a WikiHow article on it. So here it is. It's called. Oh wait, gotta stick this up. It's called. Where is it? Hot Girl Summer, whatever that is. So I did a research to figure out what that was, and you type that in, and you get some of the dumbest results of all time. So I'm gonna let's see if we can pull this up on the screen. Side note here, you can actually use a special, I think it's called Kiwix browser to download some WikiHow and Wikipedia pages on a mobile device. So that is great as well for offline use. So here it is on wikihow.com. This is actually applicable online. I think you can download this article online. And it was last updated July 10th, 2024. So I guess technically it's still summer. So it's still in there. Okay, ready? It says it's a phrase that encourages people to embrace confidence during the summer months. Which, I mean, you've kind of excluded half the population here. I mean, what about boys? But this is people, whatever. It says, these sentences really don't make sense. Honestly, they don't. Melanie seems so confident and carefree lately. She's definitely in her hot girl summer era. That makes 0 sense at all. I mean, literally none. But continuing on. It says the phrase comes from a song from Megan Thee Stallion, who is apparently from Houston, I think. I'm not sure. That could be someone else. It says a big part is being exactly who you are. So, according to this, HGS, as it's acronymed, is it basically means that if you're feeling lazy, be lazy. If you want to change your hair color, change your hair color. If you want to dress in clothes that aren't stylish, do that. So apparently that means that just being lazy and doing nothing. It's a really long trend in the long line of trends of Instagram and TikTok trends of doing nothing and just being yourself. It's a really long and convoluted way of saying that. All right, but no, there's still more. There's still more. It says to have fun, get out and do things that you love, and make the most out of everything. Unless you're feeling lazy, then just sit around and do nothing. All right, and then it says embrace confidence. Megan Thee Stallion confidently embraces a range of personas and appearances. Huh. So she has multiple personalities. So apparently having multiple personalities, doing nothing, or being yourself is what this term means. But apparently it only applies to Summer, and it also applies to other people too. So like not girls, so men. So I think I'm gonna rank the. Oh wait, no, there's still more. Be kind. Oh, okay, that's great. Don't let being single get you down. Okay, yeah, okay. So we're done here. Apparently, this term is just a waste of words, but we got to talk about that on the list. All right. Speaking of, oh wait, we got that on there. We did that. All right. Speaking of that, Ava Harper, is doing okay over on Instagram, but I've realized this one thing, that the trends on Instagram are almost uncompetable. Not because they're good or they take time and work and effort. No, because artificial intelligence technology simply isn't there yet to compete with these mindless trends that I have to compete with. So instead of, and of course it's even harder. And next week we'll talk about how to get the most out of Photo Leap, at least for AI influencers, where you can change their clothes. So let's say she's wearing a jacket, maybe you can put on like a different shirt or something. So you'll get the same parameters using the same account for free. But here we have a trend from very popular people. So I've heard or researched. Hopefully you guys can see this on the screen when it comes up. I have to find the save things. Yeah, I saved them as bookmarks. Here we go. These have gotten thousands of views and hearts and likes. Let's see what we have here. Okay, this is from a popular person, apparently named Brooke Monk. Let's see if I can pull this up on the screen. Oh, here we go. So I don't think the sound matters. Let me reload so we can see the full essence of this important trend that's garnered, I don't know, yes, over 200,000 likes. 200,000. Here we go. Reload. There we go. Yes, people, a 3-second video of whatever that is, got 200. It is near impossible for me to even prompt that. Like if like video generation technology costs a lot of money, but even if I wanted to prompt that, what would I prompt that as? Like just what? Okay, and then there's other stuff too. It's even worse. I mean, at least this has talent. I wouldn't really call that talent. I'd call that whatever. But I mean, there's some people who just stand there. I kid you not. Okay, I've done this in research. Unfortunately, we can't really do it yet, and it just like they stand, like pretend I'm standing, and they just go like that, like just like jumping, but like really short. Like I don't know if their feet lift off the ground or something. How is that? What are you doing? I don't really get. And also, how am I supposed to prompt that? Again, it's new impossible. So I mean that's who in competition with people. So be sure to like and subscribe. All right, we've eclipsed an hour of podcasting time, so now we got to talk about Samsung One UI, and I wish Samsung would One UI 6.1.1 and 7 would vastly improve the battery life on their devices. Hopefully, it gets a lot better. I am at 12 hours not of screen on time, but it's on time, which means realistically, I'm running out of battery. Realistically, it would not do well. It wouldn't last from say 6 to 18 o'clock or 6 from 6 to 6, so it wouldn't last even a full day. Also, Samsung Galaxy One UI 6.1 though is going to bring artificial intelligence updates, not on device though, just regular, like in the cloud. Whole host of updates to it, including drawing to an image, which I'm really excited for. I'm really excited to draw to an image on Samsung devices. It's also going to bring, actually, let's go to the Samsung Newsroom post, and it says that in 2 days, so on Monday, so I guess just in time for Sunday night football, Monday night football, the update will release to the United States on the Galaxy S24 series on the 9th, at least in beta. And it is releasing in Korea today, I think. So if there are any Korean listeners, hello. And also, guys, go get your update. Actually, it might be the 8th over there now, so they might already have the update. But here's all the features that Samsung's going to bring, and I'm really excited to see. Hopefully, it fixes the battery, and hopefully, One UI 7 fixes this one major problem with Samsung devices. So it says that you're going to have the Interpreter, which is, I think it's already on some of the devices, and Chat Assist and Composer. So I'm really excited to see that it's getting rolled out better. The Samsung keyboard needs to get better haptic-wise. Hopefully, they fix that. Suggested replies will also be on here. I like to see how different it is compared to regular suggested replies versus the AI version. And Note Assist, the Circle to Search, which has the generating sound results, which is actually on devices right now. So let's talk about that. It came out September 5th and September 9th. So let's talk about Circle to Search. I tested it out with some song files on my phone. And I'm actually going to show it off again. So we have the Galaxy S24 Ultra here. Circle to Search to music actually can now finally search for songs that are playing on device. So I'm really glad for that. So this is how you use Circle to Search music. So we have a bevy of songs on here. First, we have Take Me Out to the Ball Game, which I used for a sound effect or something. So first you have to play the song. I hope you guys can hear this. Let me play. There we go. And then you hold down, circle. You click the, you don't actually circle. Sorry, you hold down, and then you click the music button. And it pulls it up. Pause. And it pulls up the correct song and the correct singer. So it's 1 for 1 right there. But then we'll go to the next song. The next song here is In the Wild, the VBS theme song. And Wild. You hold it down again. Click the music button. And 2 for 2. So it's done a really great job on those songs again. And I think we have My Country Tis of Thee on here. Technically, it's correct. At least when I tested it again. and it pulls it up as the UK national anthem, which is technically correct because it's the same tune, but no, there are no words in it, so we'll give it that one. But it does shockingly mess up some songs here. So of course it doesn't know any of the Kids Corner songs. But I think there was one song it messed up. I don't think it knew the national anthem of the United States. Let's test it out. All right. No, not that one. No, that sounds edited. All right, now let's go back. No, sorry. And then you played. And then let me see if it worked. Oh, it didn't know that one. All right, so it's 4 for 4. So it either got fixed on since last time I tested it, but it does really great job on the song selections that I tested it on. I don't have any music apps on here like Spotify. I think there's YouTube Music, but of course you probably can't play it on stream. But 4 for 4 there. I think it was like 4 for 5 or 4 for 6 last time I tested it out. So it also knows some of those free songs too, like An Epic Journey. I think it knows Over the Horizon. So Sam did a really good job there. Actually, that's Google, but they did a great job there as well. So what's next on our list here? Samsung S25 Ultra is coming out soon, but here's the one problem that I wish Samsung would fix on the devices. And as you can see here, there is no multi-user support on Samsung devices. Okay, you have a secure folder, but there's no multi-user support. And I would definitely switch to Pixel if they had a device that had a screen this size, Pixel 9 Pro XL, a stylus, and DeX-like capabilities. Because there's another way you can get secure folder-like stuff. Of course, I miss Bixby, but I really would like to have multi-user capabilities on here. You know, just hand the phone to someone for maybe like a few days. You can switch. It'll also be good for security. I hope that Android introduces, at least in Android 15 or 16, a distress password. So like a password that you can give, like I heard about someone who had like a gun pointed to their head, like a distress password that populates with fake data. The Armadillo phone does that. And I hope for a distress password on Android devices as well. But until then, I think you might be needing some workarounds where you can switch to like a guest mode or something like that. Or even a guest mode if you just want to do a web search without having to unlock your phone. I really hope Samsung brings that in. It was in One UI 5.1 point something, but then they took it away because they thought it was buggy. It's on Samsung tablets, so I really hope Samsung, brings it back. It's a really nice feature, and every Android device, everyone has it. And it's the one thing I haven't been able to emulate on Samsung devices. So it's copying Apple, and that's not a good thing. Speaking of Apple, Apple is confirmed for a new event called Glow Up, I think. And the iPhone SE4 probably won't be released, but the iPhone SE4 does look pretty decent, and I expect it to become a pretty good seller, at least among Gen Z. Yeah, it's Glow Time. That's what it's called. I think Gen Z might actually miss the wide-angle camera, though. I've seen so many pictures of kids, taking their phones and going like at like 0.5 or 0.6 or whatever, going, and you see like their tongue and their nose, and then they post it on Instagram, thinking that it's a good picture. Newsflash, it probably isn't. All right. Here's the news report from Mac World. All right, it's Glow Time. Here's the logo. This kind of gives off Siri-esque looks. It says the iPhone 16, 16 Plus will look nearly identical to the 15 and 15 Plus with no new capabilities to look for. But I don't know what he's talking about. This is not what the iPhone 15 and 15 Plus look like. I don't know why they're going back to horizontal, all the way back to iPhone 11 and iPhone 12 days. Because the iPhone 13, they told us that the camera, because of its diagonal placement, was actually better because you could fit more stuff in there or something. Like it was like 28% larger or something like that. So I don't know why they're going back. It reminds me kind of like Samsung, kind of reminds me of the Asus ZenFone 9. Let's see if I can pull it on the screen. Yeah, here we go. As you can see on the screen, this is the Asus ZenFone 9. Look at like the little camera bumps right there. Maybe we have like some little OnePlus phone kind of reminds me of something from like a few years ago, like pre-2020. It has an action button. It might have a capture button, which is nice that they're adding more buttons to phones. I hope Samsung copies this trend as well. I want to see more buttons come back onto phones, and they might add all of these, of course, all across, but they might bring that over to the SE 4 as well. And of course, they have a 48 megapixel camera and probably start at 256 gigabytes of storage. I'd like to see what kind of new artificial intelligence capabilities they bring to the device. That would be nice to see. Of course, Samsung is also releasing an S25 Ultra. And I hope it's a great device. I probably won't get it, but this is what people think it may look like. And it has no curved edges, so sad about that. But I mean, look how thin the bezels are. And look at how the corners are rounded off instead of like flat. And I actually like that design choice. I like rounded corners because it doesn't like dig into your hand. Though it would be kind of sad to lose the angular design. Though I do like how thin the bezels are as well. I'm glad that we'll have an S Pen, though I heard that the Note might be coming back as well. So I'm really glad about that. Hopefully they'll put SD card slots on there as well. But this is a very pretty phone right there. I also think that it's going to have a 6.9 inch display, and I'm sad about this. Only 5,000 milliamp battery, a bigger display. Samsung should do better. I hope maybe at least a 6,000 milliamp hour battery on the Ultra. Maybe next year, in the next 2 years. Because if I had extra 1,000 milliamp hours on here, let's see, 12. I'm getting 12 hours on 5,000 milliamp hours, which means I'm getting about 2.5 extra hours per milliamp hour, according to math. So I might get a 14-hour battery, 14.5 hour instead of 12:30. That's still not good, but maybe the chip will be more efficient on the S25 Ultra. So it's better. I wish they would do better. So hopefully Samsung can innovate better as well. So let's see what's next on our list here. Yeah, we talked about the Snapchat scam. All right, SSA LTW. Speaking of that fake ad that we ran of the fake phone, we used the same technology from 11 Labs to create the fake voice behind there again. So guys, make sure you guys check out our newest series. But right now we're detailing. Oh wait, you can't see this on the screen, can you? No, you cannot. Right now we're detailing elections and how they changed throughout November. Well, actually, elections were in September, but like how student council works, and there are plenty of jokes in here that we can get into next time. And this is going back to 2022, early 2023 as well. So guys, make sure you check that out. All right. Really nice pen, by the way. What else do we have here? All right, well, Mr. Mobile just released a video. So we're going to go through that. Let's check the backup over here, see how well it's doing. What are we at? 34%. Oh yeah, we're gonna be done before the backup ends. All right, so Mr. Mobile released a new video about the Google Pixel series. I want to see what he did. I think it's about the Pixel 9 Pro. Yeah, the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. Wait, I gotta repair the headphones because I don't want sound to leak over into the stream. All right. Oh, and of course, we got to do our transcript search so we can bleep out all the bad words because I do not feel like editing today. All right, then copy here and there. And while I'm pairing the earphones, what do you guys think about the Google Pixel 9 Pro and Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold, Google Pixel 9 Pro XL. Oh, wait, guys, please pause. Fold. Can you see this on the screen? No, you cannot. All right, there you go. And hopefully you can also hear this on the screen, because it would be really sad if you couldn't. I'm actually going to check that on my phone. Wait, no, I can actually check on the stream here. That's one of the benefits of actually having nice RAM. Using Chrome and other browsers is not slow. 32 gigabytes of RAM. So I don't know what should I do with that. Of course, some artificial intelligence applications. Of course, oh, nice. They have chapters and timeline and chat replay all easily in here. Okay. Oh, oops. We went full screen. All right, there we go. All right, looks good. All right, so I hope you guys can see and hear this on the screen. Let me just check. And we'll react a lot more to this as well. Wait. I don't know. Can you guys still hear? No, you cannot. Okay, so let me catch up to live. Make sure you get. Okay, let me catch up to live and cut the feed. And let's go back again. Stop screen. Present. All right, here we go. All right, I think we should be back online.
Has ever made, and one of the biggest generation-to-generation upgrades the smartphone world has ever seen. So why aren't I more excited by it?
All right, great, guys. I think
Well,
you guys can hear.
because it still compromises in two of the biggest categories that have kept foldables out of reach of creators and normals alike.
What do you guys think about the design? It's obviously not the most aesthetic, but do you guys spend time looking at the backs of your phones?
I covered the major differences with last year's Pixel Fold in my hands-on.
Also, guys, what do you think? Bezels or hole punch?
On video, so I won't dwell on those. Except to say that I'm still sad Google ditched the passport-like form factor. I get it, it introduced more problems than it solved, but I still think there's fertile ground worth exploring in that space between book type and flip type foldables. I really hope this intermediate category of clam books, flip shells, whatever, doesn't go away forever.
I think it probably will, unfortunately.
That said, I guess there's nothing wrong with conforming if you're still competing, and the 9 Pro Fold competes. It's substantially thinner than Samsung's Fold 6, which makes its added display acreage even more impressive, despite its higher mass. Now, 8-inch.
What do you guys think about the Galaxy Fold Ultra?
Screens are nothing new in this category globally, but this is the first time we've had such a luxurious canvas here in the States. And I'm delighted to report that Google's promises about brightness were not overstated.
All right, great. Especially with the screen that big, can you actually use it for navigation? Because getting lost is not fun.
The snappy hinge that folds completely flat without a fight. About the only thing I wish Google had done on the hardware is find a way to further minimize the crease. But just like on all modern foldables, it doesn't diminish the experience of actually, using the thing. How much utility you get from that screen will vary. I had a great debate about this with my friends on the Android Police podcast, with Will Saddleberg making the point that not enough Android apps are optimized for big screens to make big foldables worth it for him. But
I mean, it's nice for reading articles, websites. I like doing that a lot. I'm actually going to show you a trick that I use in Google after this.
My point is, you got to take stock of the things you do on your phone most often. For me, that's reading articles on Substack or Medium.
Same, exactly. I'm trying to read, more stuff on Substack and Medium. The problem with Substack is that the discovery isn't good, so you have to actually go out and find the articles. And on Medium, most of the people are switching to more paid articles, and I'm not paying for Medium.
Skimming blogs in Chrome, soaking up reviewer's guide PDFs from Gmail, reading books in Kindle, documenting my so-called life in Evernote, moving money around in banking apps, watching YouTube, and tracking the nitty-gritty of kitty blood cell counts in spreadsheets.
Spreadsheets actually look... Did he blow something? He might have blew something. Spreadsheets actually look nice on foldables, in my opinion.
And for every one of these use cases, which again are actual examples of how I use my phone every day, friends, that big screen is an order of magnitude more useful than your typical tall rectangle. And we haven't even gotten to the photography benefits. Do I run into apps that don't scale well to the nearly square screen? Absolutely, often. But
it looks great.
In those cases, the standard size cover display is just a flip away.
Well, I actually forgot about that cover display.
It's those concrete conveniences to which I gravitate far more readily than the AI features, a sentiment that also carries over to the cameras.
I like AI, but I'm expecting the anti-AI business is going to boom soon. Yeah. Okay, I gotta download DaVinci Resolve.
Now, this is a tough discussion because two different things are true at once here. First, this is an outstanding camera system that almost no normal person will have any problem with. But second, it's also the most compromised part of a phone so expensive that it should really carry no compromise. When I asked Google's director of design why the telephoto and ultra-wide cameras are diminished versions of what you get on the Pixel 9 Pro, his explanation was that there wasn't room in the casing to use those self-same sensors, and they wanted to fit a bigger battery with the reclaimed space. The thing is that this is still a massive camera module.
Yeah, exactly. Also, this is only half a phone's thickness. I think Google's engineers could do better.
And the battery?
Same to Samsung too.
Stay tuned. Again, for most people, this downgrade will make no difference in the day-to-day. The 2-generation leap in processor...
Also, I like to see how Windows launchers would work on folding devices as well. I've tried some Windows launchers, but touch first, and we're actually going to get into that soon. Touch first ecosystems just make Windows themed launches really hard, but for a big screen, there are tablets that were smaller than this. I had a 11.1 inch tablet, oh, I said big screen, and Bixby thought I was talking to it. Be quiet. Yeah, so 11.1, 8 inches, that's not too big of a thing. And of course, the iPad mini is 8 inches.
Processor versus the Pixel Fold really makes a difference, despite the similar optics. Just look at these zoom shots of One World Trade to see how much more detail you get from 9 Pro Fold.
All right, let's see. This is 9 Pro Fold versus...
Fold.
Oh, this is the Fold versus the Fold. Let's see. Yeah, that is a lot more detail right there.
No, this is not using the AI Zoom Enhance, which I have not found used.
Wow, that is Liberty right there.
Full. And coming back to street level, it turns out the dog days of autumn are the perfect time of year to test a camera like this. The traditional strength of the Pixel has been shoot-from-the-hip reliability. And whether it's the muggy morosity of the sweat-soaked Mr. Moribund on one of his Brooklyn thought walks, or an improbably idyllic day watching a brass band play pop covers in Bryant Park, or the quick and dirty snapshots from opening week at the most perfectly named new cafe in Brooklyn. Yes, David Kogan really opened a coffee shop, and yes, he really did call it Coffee Check. Or
I wonder if you can pay by checks over there.
Or the main camera selfies and tabletop mode time lapses only a foldable can give you. This is an outrageously good
Wow, that's a really good time lapse right there.
camera. And yet, I just can't help thinking of what might have been with the true
That looks janky. Whoa.
top of the line optics you get on the non-folding version of this phone, which, to belabor the point, costs about $800 less. And look,
Okay, I think that's my internet connection. There's no way that the phone is that janky.
let me put this in context. I'm coming freshly off a review of a Xiaomi phone with some delectable Leica film emulation filters that I liked a lot. And so I find I don't enjoy Google's color processing the way I once did, with its annoying tendency to cool everything down.
I'm pretty sure you can download Leica filter packs. I mean, let's see. Or of course, I'm pretty sure you could sideload the Leica camera app for phones. Let's see.
My friend Hayato Huseman says it has a sterile quality to it, and I think that's a great word. And it doesn't help that some old problems remain here, like the slow lens switching during zooms and the hair trigger orientation sensor when the phone is open. But as long as I'm nitpicking about the small stuff, I've got to give credit.
That is pretty good quality here. I'd like to see what the bouquet can do with his hair, but that is really good quality. Of course, he's probably using the back cameras as the front camera.
Credit on the small stuff too. I am always listening to podcasts or songs out and about, and I'm frequently recording video out and about. Well, the Pixel is the only phone I've used that doesn't make me stop what I'm listening to in order to record those video clips.
That's actually useful. I mean, you could probably transcribe like what someone's saying into your ear into a video. That's a good feature, and I'm glad that he went in depth about that.
It also doesn't reset my framing when I switch between photo and video modes. Take notes, Samsung. Let's conclude the camera convo with AI. Sure, I had fun asking the Pixel to reimagine Greenpoint's pencil factory as though it were really made of pencils. And
that's really useful. And yeah, that actually looks believable. Wow.
Indulging my macabre side by putting a pothole in the foreground spitting steaming blood. Later, I tried correcting this algae-choked pond in Prospect Park by replacing it with crystal clear water.
That's great. That's really great, though. I mean, I don't know what happened to this bench here. And the shore looks a bit off.
Sorta. And this photo of horses in the same park's paddock is what my mind wanted to be there, given that fence type and the time of day, and maybe some childhood memories. But I think Captain Scott says it best.
But it's not real. It's just a computer-generated fantasy, and I'm just an old man who's trying to hide in it.
At the end of the day, I'd just rather use the existing Pixel features, which thankfully are still included, to put an artistic spin on things that are real, as opposed to using AI to insert things that never were. I touched on battery life earlier.
6 hours of school. That's insane. I mean, it's not insane, but compared to my phone, it's better.
Look, it's not a disaster, but it's also not one of the high points. I've hit the low battery warning before bedtime on nearly every day of my week-long test period. Also annoying, the placement of the charging coil means your existing wireless chargers may or may not work. It only charges at 7.5 watts, and reverse wireless charging is also absent. That's not great. What is great? Phone calling. In a comparison with Motorola's Razr Plus, the aforementioned David Kogan preferred the way I sounded on the Pixel. And I found
that's nice. That probably makes sense. It's bigger, so maybe the speakers longer, so maybe it can stuff more downwards instead of into the phone.
His voice crisper on Google's phone too. That new clear calling feature is pulling its weight, I guess.
I'd like to see a test of clear calling versus Samsung voice isolation.
No, I will never use those audio emojis, but they're here if you want them. Part of the
I actually want to see. I wonder if that means you can finally if that means you can finally play a recording on a phone call. without having to buy like, those computerized systems. Like I wonder if someone could like go deep inside and change the recording of the emojis, the audio emojis, to whatever they want. Interesting feature there.
For the portfolio of Pixel features, I've now enumerated enough times over the years to just skip them on this go-around. I find those value adds so compelling that I'll probably stay on the Pixel 9 Pro Fold rather than revert to the OnePlus Open, because even though I prefer that phone's Hasselblad camera and open canvas multitasking, I value Google's eye for design and the priority it's placed on useful features. The same reasons would probably prompt me to pick the Pixel over Galaxy Fold 6, not to mention Google's superior zoom performance. But there are compelling reasons to choose any of these. The Fold 6 is more compact and more mature, with a stronger set of foldable specific features.
You also get DeX-like features.
While the OnePlus Open can likely be had for the lowest cost. Yeah, it's a good time for large foldables, as they've settled into a semblance of the same maturity their flip-type counterparts are beginning to enjoy. It is, in other words, the end of the beginning. And Google has done a fantastic job of bringing its Pixel in line with the current foldable cream of the crop. I guess the reason I'm not as enthusiastic as I expected to be is that I think the Pixel shines most brightly when it's a trailblazer, setting the tone with either features or prices. And as solid as it is, the Pixel 9 Pro Fold does neither. So it just feels like more follower than leader. If you decide to pony up for it,
we got to talk about this new website that's out. Actually, it's two of them. So one of them is the Monica Artificial Intelligence Chatbot. And so I'm going to open up a new tab here so we can pull it up on the screen. And then the next one is a dedicated website. So wait, let me get to the stream here. All right, hope you guys can see the tab on the screen. Let's go to Monica over here. All right, you guys can see. And it should be around here somewhere. Oh, wow. Let me just type in Samsung or whatever. Maybe it didn't transfer over onto the new computer. Well, there is. Oh, here it is. Here it is. So I have to log in. So while I'm logging into Monica, this thing is going to roast accounts that you own. And I actually think it does a pretty good job of it. So as I'm signing in, come on, come on. I have to talk to you about this feature that they have on Google. It's in most search engines too, but it allows you to search by date, and I'll talk to you about this about while I was signing in. It allows you to search by date on things. So let's just go here and let's go type in Crackberry. In this article, we'll show you why touch-centric is very important. So as you can see here, we have Windows Mobile articles from like the past from like the past decades. But if you search and go back to custom range here, and then you click it and go to 2007, you can see what people were talking about smartphones before the original iPhone came out, or when the original iPhone came out. And I was reading this article. I like to read like these blogs for fun. It was really fun about what he was saying about the with this Windows Mobile phone as a BlackBerry user and what people were using them for. So this is just him switching. And I'm gonna go find the most important quotes here. It actually restarted like Windows when Pocket PC had a stylus. It had 3 input devices, touch, stylus, and trackpad. And I actually almost could have lost data if you don't save it before the power went off. So that's not a good thing. He was confused. He said it felt like a smartphone, like a computer compared to his BlackBerry. I do like that it had Microsoft Office Mobile and Media Player to the device, so that's great. It also found it to be kind of slow. So I like to see what it felt like. He said compared to a communications tool, it wasn't good, but compared to a computer, it was better. But this is what I was thinking about here. Like when you downsize your OS to something that's touch first, hand first, you have to do what they do on Android and iOS. But if you want to run like a Windows launcher, it's not as good. But I like to see how well it does on, say, a Samsung Galaxy Fold or or Z a Pixel. Right, we're signing. Oh, Monica opened it up as its own app. That's why I couldn't find it. All right, there we go. Okay, so hopefully you guys can now see this on the screen. We're going to go to Google. And we have the home button. It's still not loading, so let's go back. Let's go back to our Crackberry article. And Crackberry is a really interesting website. Oh, here we go. So hopefully you guys can see the Monica interface coming up on the screen. Can you see it? Let me go back and check. Yes, you can. All right. So it has a roast me feature. Let me get away from that. Let me find its toolkit. Oh, wow. It can convert tools. Okay, let's see if I can. Can you roast me? I know I had a roast me feature built in here. Huh. It's gone now. But here's the second roast me feature. Let me pull it up. The site is called Bunt Tweeter, I think. Let me check, make sure it's the right one. All right, let me check to see if it's mine. I found a new one, and this is honestly hilarious. So hopefully you guys can see this on the screen, and I'll show the original one from another site that I found. All right, you can see this. It says TheTechBoy, or the self-proclaimed evangelical tech media company, with the profile that screams, "I'm trying too hard." True. First off, congrats on creating a Twitter profile that's exciting as a sermon as a Baptist church on a Sunday morning. Is that supposed to be an insult? Okay, whatever. Your bio reads like a bad infomercial script. Whatever. Okay. Your tweets are a hot mess of randomness, like a garage sale of broken dreams. Wow, what a sentence right there. New laptop of 32 gigabytes of RAM. What should I do? Are you asking for advice or just trying to flex your non-existent tech muscles? And what's with the TechBoy giveaway? Oh, speaking of, we are giving away a gift card to people who join NTB. Not the boy. It's going to be random or picked off the best post. It says, I love how you're obsessed with live streaming and podcasting, but your long exile to NTB sounds like a bad euphemism for a trip to the dentist, which I like dentists. And who's NTB, your long lost cousin? Anyway, your tweets are so cringeworthy, it makes me wonder if you're secretly an X-bot created by your middle school science project. Find the jokes in this post. Oh, dang. And don't you get me start out at 10 out of most of these. Do you think X is hot? Me, does this look like a Pixel 8 Pro? That's not a joke. That's a cry for. That is a good joke. Okay, it's from the SSI LTW series because the Pixel 8 Pro had a temperature sensor. All right, wow, that's a great one here. Here's another one from another company. Hopefully you guys can see the image on the screen now. Nope, not yet. Yeah, now. Oh, the tech blog. Where do you even start? You seem like a walking contradiction wrapped in the tech blog. You can be the largest tech blog in Houston with only 288 followers. Well, I still am the largest tech blog in Houston. Seems like your audience is elusive of your understanding of modesty. True, because I did go on. Yeah, and you leaving us wondering if you're more interested in saving souls or a monetization check. Both. I don't know what they're talking about. What the Dark Knight was or something. But it says maybe it's time to expose my radical obsession with outdated tech and moral policing. No. The idea of romance is as charming as a Windows 95 update, and my humor is as dry as a text is some behavior consistent with inconsistency. Very, very, very funny things right there. All right. We still have 20 minutes of podcasting time left. Let's see what else we have left to talk about. Let's see if I can get Freedom GPT offline working on here. Let's see. And we'll see its responses. Maybe we'll put it through the same questions that we put the last offline artificial intelligence on. As you guys know, Freedom GPT is an uncensored artificial intelligence. They have a computer version. All right. And I'm downloading it right now. Unfortunately, the my antivirus quarantined it. So as it's downloading, only a minute left of time. Let's see if we can find another. Let's see if we can find another one, another roast. Oh, here it is. There's an AI for that. Says that there's a Twitter roast application. Uh-oh. And I'm getting some of the network lag that we had on the last computer. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Hope you guys can see this on the screen. All right, and we're going up. Share again. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, and we're downloaded. So it says I need permission to download. Permission from who? Oh man, it canceled again. I think Avast is blocking it. So I gotta turn it off. But let's see what it says about me. It's in Spanish. So we're going to put this into English now. And while we're doing that, we're going to fix the antivirus protection. Oh man, it's not working. Whatever. Let's put this in. Dang. Here's what it says. Wow, look who we have here. A technology media evangelist who seems to have come out of a stereotyping machine. What? What's up, Fred? Have you run out of ideas for your sermons when I'm giving social commentary? I bet your podcasts are as exciting as watching a wall painted. All right, poll, guys. But do you guys think these podcasts are as exciting as watching a wall painted? Yes or no? I think it's more exciting than watching a wall painted. But that's just me. All right. Oops. And that description of yours, did you write it or did my mother write it? I wrote it. It seems that you have more titles than a textbook. That's good because textbooks are very smart. All right, so hopefully we can get Freedom GPT to start working again. Because I do like that we have enough RAM to run it finally. Let's see, Control J. That's how you access your downloads, by the way. It's canceled my download. I'm going to retry. All right, we're retrying the download. And I'm going to replace this antivirus with Avast 1. It's a lot better than the regular Avast antivirus. Did my computer just die in the middle of a backup? Yep, I think it just died, people. So hopefully I can get that working. So as I'm uninstalling the antivirus, so I can install. All right, so I'm reinstalling Avast 1, which is a lot better antivirus, and Freedom GPT is still going on. All right, so as Freedom GPT is downloading, let's go back to our Crackberry article. Hope you guys can see this on the screen. And here's what Crackberry is doing now. So they still exist. Oh, here's an article about the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. Let's see what they have to say for themselves by Drew Koza. All right, so it says no one needs a folding phone, but it has nice to have features like. It doesn't say. It is thin. I do like. Look how thin that is compared to a normal Pixel non-fold. So it's great. It's nice and thin. It has an official case that comes in 2 pieces. I do not want to reboot the computer in the middle of a stream. All right, here we go. Here's Avast. Oh, no. We're not installing Avast yet. We're installing Freedom GPT, and it is now on the SSD of the computer. No, not Avast. Freedom GPT. It says failed to extract installing. I wonder why. Let's try again. Let's go back into files. Oh, yay, it's finally working. No, it's not. It's loading. Loading. It's making this weird thing on the screen. All right, so we're going to actually stop now. God bless. Tech talk to you later. Oh, in stream.